I'm honored to have my next guest, General Rob Spalding, with us, the U.S. Air Force Brigadier General, Sempre CEO, War Without Rules author. He's here in the flesh. I can assure you has a lower torso, so it's very good to see it. How you doing?
Great, fantastic.
So what does the president have to do, General? You and I were briefly talking during the break. He says possibly or hinting of something in phases. What do you get from that?
Well, if it's just going to be a strike that goes after the proxies, I don't think it's going to really do anything. I think the president really has to do something different than going after, like the leader, like President Trump went after General Soleimani. I think something that could really change the game and the calculus in terms of the Iranian leaders. A couple things. One, I would sanction Chinese banks that are doing business with Iran. That would put China on notice that they need to get on board. Two, I would go after the uranium enrichment facilities, and then I would let the Iranian leadership know they're next.
The last U.S. president to attempt to go into Iran, and it didn't work out, was Jimmy Carter with the hostage rescue that ended up in some soldiers' deaths. And it's almost as if every U.S. president since has had a hands-off policy going into Iran itself, General. Is that justified?
Well, I think if you're going after something strategic, I think that's something we can do. It does involve risk. All military operations
going into Iran.
Going into Iran, I think it does have risks, but I think they're acceptable risks that we can. You're not going to get the stopping of the attacks in the region unless you put the Iranian leadership on notice. And if we're not going to do that, then I would recommend getting our soldiers and airmen and sailors out of the region, because, you know, my heart goes out to those killed and their families and those that are fighting for their lives right now.
You know, Iran thinks, all right, they're going to maybe expand going after our surrogates around the world, let's say, akin to something Ronald Reagan did in the late 1980s. But when Reagan did it, he wiped out nearly half the Iranian Navy without going into Iran itself. What's the doability, for lack of a better word, of doing something like that?
Well, that's something you could do. My concern, quite frankly, is that they develop a nuclear weapon, and now we've got a completely different Iran to deal with. So I think we need to think about the fact that they have highly enriched uranium right now, and we need to think about possibly taking that out before they become a nuclear power.
Do you think they already have that?
Well, they're already to, I think, 80% enrichment.
Yeah.
Or the last I heard, and that you're close to a weapon right there.
And you think that would be a response that they'd use?
I think that would send them a message. It would also reduce the risk of them developing a nuclear weapon, which I think is a bigger risk.
But you'd have to go to those areas where you think that enrichment is happening. Are we reliably sure of that?
Of where they're at?
Yeah.
Yes.
We are. Okay. General, very good seeing you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
General Rob Spalding, he's the genuine article here. Served his country honorably.